I am Ann-Peggy Divine. Welcome to the Divine Design, the podcast where we unfold heaven on earth and reframe spirituality and theology for a new cosmic era. Your journey on human evolution and integration of your divine design starts here. Welcome, Siri, intuitive artist and channel.
Thank you, Ann-Peggy. It's so nice to be on your podcast/show and show the world what we can do together.
Yeah, and I'm because this podcast, I will speak more than normal because it is me telling what I have said yes to, because I have said yes to something and it's much bigger than I thought when I got it in April 2025. And we spoke for the first time a week ago, and then you said that you was a channeler and you painted the energy of what we say yes to, or the project, or whatever. Yes. So you will, when I speak in this podcast, you will paint. You will channel the energy.
Yes, I will. What I usually do is when I talk to people like yourself and meet people on Zoom, or I do in real life or in courses or whatever, I realize that what I have been doing my whole life is just channel the energy of words or music or poets or something, whatever, really, and down to the paper, so that in hindsight, I've seen what actually has been going on. So in my life also, when things are tough and, in perimenopause and stuff like that, and everywhere, I've been drawing and painting, and afterwards I've seen what actually was going through me. So I do this with both music and art. And what I would like to add is that this will add the additional layer to your podcast visually in YouTube. And you can also describe it later, what you see when you study the artwork. And I also, what's important that I don't know what you're going to talk about. And so the energy is just pouring through me like a channel. I'm just the vessel for whatever comes through, which is very exciting and so much fun. So I'm looking forward to just listening with my soul and not so much with my ears, and show you what I can draw out of this energy, which you are. So I'm pleased to be here. Thank you for this.
And thank you so much for doing this, because this puts another layer to it, because what I have said yes to, I can mention it, it's divine letters. So I have said to you, I will write divine letters. And I have actually the 5 first letters that I channel, because I channel the letters. I channel it, but I also connect to Mother Earth and consciousness. So it is both the consciousness and listening to Mother Earth and the consciousness field of it. So I do it and I write what comes through me when I go into a country, an area. And I will send it to you, and you will make a painting of it, kind of an expression. So it got a visual expression, the same energy as I write. And I will do every time I speak divine letters, because I will speak divine letters and I will write divine letters.
That sounds exactly what I've been doing for 8 years with Tom Evans, which is an author. He has a newsletter and I channel the words in his memes and his newsletters. So it's very similar to that. And also this extra divine layer that we have been speaking about, divine letters, they're so interesting and so essential right now. So I can't wait to start.
Well, then we will start now. Yes, so I will start to talk and you will start to paint. Perfect. Yeah. Divine letters is inspired by Paul. Paul in the Bible is writing letters. He wrote letters to Romans, to Corinthians, to Galatians, to Philippines. So 2000 years ago, he wrote letters to help cities to see situation differently. And I have studied theology and I didn't go so deep into this. But I have also worked, and I still work, with a priest called Helge Hognestad. He's a retired priest, and he was so fond of Paul. And he said that Paul really find Christ consciousness in his heart. So he lived out Christ consciousness. His story is that he was on the road to Damascus, and his name was actually Saul from Tarsus before he became Paul. And on this road, he actually persecuted Jesus. He was a Jew, so he actually wanted to find him and to persecute him. And then he had an epiphany, a blinding light came down and blinded his eyes. And Jesus said, "Why are you persecuting me?" And that's why when something happened to Saul, and he had an epiphany and he changed. This is a long story short. And from that moment, to show that he transformed from one being to another, he took the name Paul. So from being Saul of Tarsus, he became Paul. And he devoted his life to teach people how to live from Christ consciousness. And I want to address that Christ consciousness is not a religion, because so many people believe that Christ is Christianity. It is not. It was actually the Jews that wanted to kill him, and they did. And afterward, it's actually an ugly story, because first of all, they hang him on the cross, and afterwards they said that his legacy is ours. So the story what the Jews did is not very pretty. And Jesus never said that he came to teach people Christianity. Even though Christianity have so much good in it, a lot of good, but also it has been polluted or poisoned by being not honest and doing things like a lot of systems. So most of the system on Mother Earth has been very masculine. It has been kind of hierarchical from the top down, and this is now it is changing. What I'm doing, even though I'm inspired by Paul and Helge Hognestad, I will do it in another way. It was done in a masculine way 2000 years ago. I will do it in a feminine way, but I will also do it in a masculine. So I will intertwine the masculine and the feminine. And when I say I will do it in the feminine way, I will do it listening to Mother Earth. Because this period, Mother Earth is in a purification. She sent us so much signal all the time. She's talking to us. She have whispered. We, humanity, have not listened. And when we don't listen, what do Mother Earth do? Yes, she send her signals. Fire. We see that a lot of country, it has been so much fire in so many countries. And also tornado, the wind. So she used the elements. She used fire. She used wind, tornado. She used water, and we can see that water is pouring and flooding a lot of places. And also she used volcano like stone, Mother Earth, and she comes up with eruption because she is rebalancing herself. She is speaking to us that we need to listen, because we are actually children of Mother Earth. So Paul, actually, he brought in a very masculine divinity, and that's amazing. It's nothing wrong with that. But what the time we are in now require is that we intertwine the masculine and the feminine, because we are in the middle. As human, we are bridge. We are bridges between the sky and earth. So we are invited to live as divine beings, but we also have to adjust then to Mother Earth's rhythm, because she have a totally different rhythm than this mental squatter in here. And I have done a lot of ceremony with Mother Earth, listening to her and adjusting to her rhythm. And every time I do it, Mother Earth is like, you cannot command me. no one can command Mother Earth. She has her own rhythm. The only thing we can do is to listen and to surrender to her earth, because she has a soul, she has a will. So we haven't listened, so that's why we see all this climate crisis. And it is her expression, it is she expressing that now we need to listen, we need to go inward, not only through the masculine way of divinity, but also to integrate Mother Earth and the union between the two of them. So when I said yes in April 2025 to write divine letters, it came as a masculine idea. It's kind of, you get the idea, it's like, I will do it. It's 2000 years since last time, so I will do it. And then time went and I had a lot of projects and I started to go deep in it. First country, because I actually go into countries. Paul went into cities, I will go into countries. And I have firstly said yes to all countries in Europe. And I have gone into 5 countries now, and I don't plan what country comes first. So when I started this, when I woke up and I felt on my body, it was Italy. Italy was the first country that, okay, Italy. I kind of, since I'm a Norwegian, I hope it will be another country, but it wasn't. So this is channeling, so it's not my intellect. So I just go out of my intellect, channeling what's come. So Italy came first, and I was really sick that day. So every time I channel a nation, the oversoul and Mother Earth, the consciousness, what is in the field, what have we done for thousands of years in this era, it was pain. I felt it as I felt it so strong in my heart. I had inflammation in my heart, and I felt the inflammation, and it was particularly the right breast. So the right breast felt like it was so painful, and I started to cry because it was so painful. So it was like Italy represented nourishment from the right breast, and it's like the masculine feeding. So it has been very masculine, and it was so much pain. And when I felt at my left breast, it was pure. It was the feminine, and it was pure. So it was seeking balance. And I speak in symbols because what we are doing when we channel, we understand the symbolic language of Mother Earth, of nation, and everything. So every country also symbolize a organ or a chakra or a part of the body. So it was the heart that was so, wow, it is the heart. So, and then it came, every path leads to Rome. So Italy actually is kind of the heart of Europe. So Italy is a symbol of the heart of Europe, but it is very imbalanced, deeply imbalanced. So all this day when I went deep into it, it was so much pain. And I know that others also have done something like it, kind of channeling the oversoul of nation. And I met one of them a month ago after starting this, and this is Richard Barrett. He has written books about it, and he has done it in the masculine way, and that's amazing. So now I am bringing another layer. Oh, that's the feminine, because we have, with the source, with our divinity, we have spoken so much about divinity only from the light, the heaven, and kind of, we have spoken, we have been intellectual. And now we need to speak about divinity and have with our body, because it hasn't been balanced, because it has only been in the head. So this time we are invited to do it, to integrate the whole body and live as it, live our divine design. What was shown to me in 2015 was divine design. And when I met divine design, it was the pureness of me and the pureness of all of us, because we all are divine design. it was so big and it was so bright. So I actually was blinded by this light. And I said, I cannot be this bright. I cannot be this light. So I said no in 2015. And I was in the middle of the dark night of the soul. And I couldn't integrate the totality of that light. So it's a little bit similar to Paul. But I have done it in a feminine way. And I also went to the last step of my journey from 2013 was actually 10 years later, 2023. So I had 3 deep initiation in 2023. And the last one invited me to take the surname divine. And when I took it to my brain, the intellect, I cannot take divine because the intellect said, no, I cannot do it. But I was invited and I could have said no, but I worked with it and I said, okay, I will apply for it. If the government say yes, then I will do it. If they stop me, I won't do it. So I kind of negotiated with my higher self and the higher creation. And I applied for it. And it was more than a month, or it 1.5 or 2 months. And then they said, no, you cannot take the surname divine because it's not a name. And then I said, okay, you invited me in. I cannot do it. And then they say, well, if you do this, this, and this, they said that if I put attachment to it and I can say that it has been a name. And I did what my guides, the channel came through me, said, and I sent it in again. And then the day after, they said, your name is Ann-Peggy Divine. So I have done the same as Paul. My name before 2023 was Ann-Peggy Nordberg. So until I was 50 years in 2023. I was born in 73. So my name was Ann-Peggy Nordberg for 50 years, and from 2023, my name has been Ann-Peggy Divine. And this also showed the shift. So I have said yes to a bigger purpose. I channel, and I have said yes to channel divine letters and do the same as Paul. And when I said yes, in April 2025, I had no idea that it will be this deep, that I will go a whole day. I feel the energy. And so that's why I only now in the beginning of November has done 5, because I know that I had to put a whole day into that country and how deep it is. So I can take an example for Spain, because Spain also carry a lot of wounding. Spain had been an empire, and the day I channeled Spain and I aligned with Mother Earth, I cried and I cried and I cried and cried. I cried uncontrollable because I listened to the field and all what we have created, and it was horror. So channeling, I connect to the emotion. We need to have with the emotion. We cannot only be in the head. We can, of course, but that's what we have done. And that's why we see wars. We see all what we see. We see a lot of chaos. So Mother Earth is saying, listen, listen. So every Sunday from the 23rd, and it will come divine letters. And it will come in the... it will come as I channel. So since Italy came first, Italy will be this Sunday. Next Sunday, it will be Spain and the Spanish. And the Spanish consciousness is huge because it has been an empire. And I want to add another thing. I haven't traveled, most of the countries in Europe, I haven't traveled into. So I am not pre-programmed with anything. And that is my advantage because I come from a clean point. So when I go into it, I'm shocked. And it's like, I never know what I go into. So after doing Italy and Spain, I thought that I cannot continue it because these two countries were really hard. It was so hard on my body. And it's like, it was pain, a lot of pain and a lot of grief. And then I thought, will I do this? This is pain. And then the next country come, and that was France. And it was such a relief. France is such a balance point for us. And it was the pineal gland. It was the third eye and the vision, and it was clarity. And it's like, wow, it was, thank you. Some country really hold higher consciousness and higher. It is not so many deep wars and deep suffering. And also, I want to add another thing, what I do when I go into the countries. I go into a radio station where they speak the language of that country. So when I went into Italy, I listened to an Italian radio in the background, channeling it down. So I tune into the frequency of the language, because the language holds energy. So it's kind of, it for me just through the language. So if you listen to the language of the Spain, you can hear that they have a little bit hard language, and also their dance is like tick tick tick. This they have some dance that is very black and white kind of. So we can learn so much from the culture, from the language, from all expression of one nation. And of course, some nation is more kind of a nation that have taken different impulses from other country, like Switzerland, because when I went into Switzerland, that was also so refreshing. So France and Switzerland, it was like, thank you. Switzerland is a balance point, and it has taken languages and listened to the countries next to Switzerland, from Germany and from France, from Spain. And also, after taking these 5 countries and Portugal in these 5, when I took Portugal, it's what kind of the 5 of this country, it will be very beneficial if they start to collaborate even deeper. And it will show me that the Nordic country, I know that the Nordic country will work even deeper, and we have already started it. And the same will be very beneficial if Spain, Portugal, France, Switzerland, and Italy do the same. Because French and Switzerland really help Spain, Portugal, and Italy to balance. So we need each other. We have put off border, but now what we are going against, it is actually taking down the borders. The borders haven't served us, so we fight against country. We fight against our own foundation. If we listen to Mother Earth is all nation. So she don't put up borders, and if you live in Norway, you are like that, and if you live in Spain. So Mother Earth, if you see the wisdom from Mother Earth, she have roots, and her roots is all over. So the roots of us as human are connecting to other roots, even though it's in the other country. So, and Europe will collaborate even better in the future. And actually what Trump is doing is he has pushed Europe to communicate even better. So even though we see a lot of harm in the news, and we see that, he's doing that, politician and the systems are doing things that we think is crazy, it is actually happening. It's pushing us to do more collaboration, and all the old comes up so that we can refresh ourselves. Mother Earth is refreshing herself. So she all the time asks, listen, listen, listen. And if we see a lot of animals, they have power. Animals are a part of Mother Earth that have different powers. And we can learn a lot from animals. And sometimes animals are actually more wise than humans, even though we have consciousness and can do much more than animals. But they listen to Mother Earth much deeper than we as humans does. So what we really can learn from a lot of animals is the sensitivity and listening to Mother Earth. They are listening to her rhythm, to her storms, to her peace, sun, and all the rhythm that Mother Earth comes with. So when a tornado come or a tsunami come, the most animals know in before time. So they go uphill if it comes a tsunami, for example. So this is a gift we also have. We humans are animals, but we are also divinity. So most animals, or almost all animals, have collective consciousness. They have group consciousness. And humans have individual consciousness, but we also have collective consciousness. And it is the collective consciousness of every nation I tune into in communion with Mother Earth and all the trauma and all what has happened there for thousands of years. So Mother Earth, if we want it or not, she is speaking to her. She wants to refresh herself. So the most important we can do in the coming, in 2026, 2027, 28, 29, it is to start to listen. Start to listen to Mother Earth and the area where we are born. I am born in northern part of Norway, and I deliberately chose that. I know my past life, I know my future life, so I know my essence. And I chose to incarnate on Mother Earth at this time, being the channel as I do with divine letters, and also because I have done it before. I have done it in Guatemala in the beginning of 1600. When I did it in the beginning of 1600, I did it as a man. I was the tribe leader, the shaman, the priest of this tribe, and I did it very masculine. And the one that really holded the power kind of, or the balance point, it was my wife. She holded the feminine anchor point and she informed me. So we was together in balance. So, and this is what we are invited into now also, to come into balance. So now I do it as the feminine, and Richard Barrett and a lot of others. I also have a lot of meeting with a man called Colin, and he also represents a masculine divinity. So we are invited to create with more balance and listen to Mother Earth and really honor the emotion. We are living on Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is a blue planet. She has a lot of emotion. What we really want to experience on Mother Earth is emotion. Not only the intellect, but emotion informs us. So it is so much information through the emotion. So emotion is what we remember. A lot of people is kind of stuck in the mental, but yeah, we have been there. That's the old. I know here it's kind of the fourth world. So we have lived now for thousands of years in the fourth world. Now Mother Earth is upgrading and we are going into the fifth world. And for several years, it will be a division between humans, because some want to live in the fourth world, the old world that we have created for years. And that it is kind of greedy, and we have sorrow and all what we have created, wars and blaming others and sickness. And we are invited into the fifth world, where it is peace, where we know that all humans are brothers and sisters, and we all have the same foundation. And this foundation is Mother Earth, and she is feminine, and she gives us everything we need. She gives us medicine. Mother Earth gives us all the medicine and all our longings we will find with Mother Earth. So listening to her will be so beneficial. And as I said, I just want to mention it one more time. We cannot command Mother Earth. We can surrender. And I know that it is hard sometimes to surrender. In the beginning, when I started it, I also tried from my mental to control it. But then I have practiced a lot since 2013. And living the way I live today, it is heaven on earth. So I'm so glad that Mother Earth and all kind of invited me in to take the name Divine. If I hadn't taken the name Divine, this divine letters would be in another way. So me saying yes to what I was invited in, even though I went to the mental and thought, oh, I cannot do it, and then surrendering, and I surrender. And I have surrendered for so many years, and when I think that I'm almost done surrendering, I surrender even more. And living from surrender is heaven on earth, because then you live your divine rhythm. You follow your divine rhythm, the light of you, the light essence, and then you also are attuned to Mother Earth and what she reveals. And this is what we all are invited to. So we have a choice, we have a free will. So this is what I want to say, a message that we are invited to live as Homo Luminous, the next step divinity, and where we integrate more light in us. So we aren't forced. So the free will is one of the biggest tools we have as human on Mother Earth. So it is always an invitation. We cannot force anyone, and I will never force anyone. But I was also guided in this to make 3 modules that will be so beneficial for people that want to live as Homo Luminous. And the first that was shown me was the spiral of grace. The spiral of grace is to go to the upward spiral, shedding the shadow side and walking up. And it was, when it came to me, it was more if you have a lot of imbalance in your body. We go to hospital, we go to therapists, we go to treatment. So I have made this for people that meet resistance, and they feel like they are going the downward spiral. So the spiral of grace is connecting to your upward spiral and into your divinity. And then I also made the hero's journey, and all humans are in their hero's journey. But at the same time, the hero's journey is seen as a period in our life. So it is going through the ego death. So the hero's journey, the hero go through death process. What I did in 2013, I went to a death process, the dark night of the soul. For 6 years, I was in a death process, letting my old ego die. And that is what all of us are invited into. And when you know that this is a reason, you will find your light, you will find your heaven on earth in the other end, it is easier. And I have a lot of resources so help us to do the hero's journey, because it can be very hard and often it is very painful. But when we know that the pain is for a reason, you are upgrading to become Homo Luminous, next step of us. So the hero's journey is the second module that I made. And the third is a module of detox, purification, because what we are doing now, it is purification. And when I started to study theology, I went into the Christian consciousness and I got parasite. The second day after I went into the Christian faith, I got parasite in my system, and they lived for 15 months. And they informed me about the consciousness of this Christianity. And it could have been other religion, and it could have been other system or other tribes, because in most tribes and in most religion we have built up an identity, and most identity have shadows and strength. So we want all identities to come in balance, and we are moving towards a global identity. So divine letters is an expression for humanity moving against a global identity. We are one people, we are brothers and sisters, all of us. So each Sunday it will be a new divine letters of the consciousness of the country that is the theme for that day. And since I haven't completed it fully, I know that it will unfold. So it will come a lot. Every time I go into it, I meet new things. So I'm an expression of this new unfolding Mother Earth, as also Siri now has made this amazing picture, and we can see all the colors. I love all the colors, Siri. It's like, yeah, so this is an expression of what we are going against. We are going against a global identity, and I see a global identity. I see Mother Earth, I see animals, I see a lot of colors. So for so many years we have been black and white. We have lived in the fourth world, and that has been black and white. This is what we are invited into. Live a colorful life, almost like the Pride life, because they have color. So thank you so much, Siri, for kind of channeling this energy of Homo Luminous and the global identity. I also add like Ubuntu identity. If you listen to the indigenous in Africa, they call it the Ubuntu identity. So that is what we are going against.
Thank you, Ann-Peggy, because this was such a colorful experience, like you say. And as I told you before we started the recording, I began before we connected this day. And I feel that, wow, is the feeling of everything here, like Ubuntu, like you say, it's overflowing. And as you were describing, after I stopped painting, because I stop when there is nothing more to channel, you were continuing to speak about the spiral and the giving and the not listening to the earth and everything. So when I look at the artwork now, I can see that the message is actually down on my paper as well as in your ears and through the listeners. So it's all like I always do when I paint the energy of shows and podcasts and what have you. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and to see this. I wish I could hold it up, but I can't because it's not dry yet. But I flipped it over so you could see the right side of it. And I'm glad that you like the colors. And I now see your message visually, and I hope you like it too, like you say. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you also remind me, because I was out speaking to Mother Earth before this podcast a little earlier, and she spoke to me through trees, and I will add this in the end, kind of Mother Earth speaking. So after this, it will be Mother Earth speaking to us, because she really wants us to listen, because we haven't listened to her, and she had whispered, and now she's shouting with all her elements, fire and water and the tornado. Yeah. So yes, so Mother Earth wants to be in this episode.
I also didn't tell you in the beginning of the podcast that I actually also channel trees in my music. So I have one track that is 23 minutes long, which will fit perfectly into background as you edit this for the podcast video on YouTube. You can actually use my music as a background for the painting process. So I feel that energy that I channeled from the tree that is actually down the hill here, and I hug her every day. She's been speaking to me for years, and she wants to be a part of this, so that's good.
Yes,
I hope you do that. Mm.
I'm so glad you said that, because yes, Mother Earth is speaking to us every day, through animals. Through animals, to trees, to nature, and all of us, I know reminded when I was out, it's like we are invited to become golden trees, because we have been kind of trees with no leaves. We have been very black trees, and now we are invited in to become golden trees.
I love that metaphor. I'm being guided to draw trees after this, so I have been for years, but now this is final. I have to go paint some trees. So there you go.
Yeah. And also what we do, I said yes in the beginning of April, and then I met you, and I didn't know what you did, and you sent me last week a link what you do, and I said, wow, that's attuned to me. And I asked you, would you make drawings from what I say? Yes, that's what I do. I said, wow, perfect. And actually what I saw, I'm hoping someone wants to make song also that connects to every nation. So if someone is inspired to make a song or another expression, they are welcome to do it, because this is co-creation. We have say yes to a bigger task. It is not individual, it is a bigger task.
So, Ann-Peggy, I will explain now what I see in this painting, because when I channel this frequency energy painting, I don't know what I'm channeling and painting, obviously. So, from what I can see after looking at this, after you stopped channeling, I see that here's a female figure in here. She is in some ways depicting you and the divine feminine energy. I realized that the beginning of the painting, it was more like a masculine energy. It was kind of like a man. And then something shifted and she turned into this woman with a dress, and it's kind of like water down here. She has one arm, the right arm, which is going up to the skies with some kind of feathery like feeling here, going into a bird's head, also with fire, so firebird, very powerful. Then you have this blinding light you were channeling in the beginning, going upwards in a spiral, golden spiral. And then the other hand, your left hand, is kind of like holding Mother Earth with all her storms and rain and greenery, and surrounded by a cosmos like starry order around her. And then we have water, and we have fire, we have growth in green bushes, and we have this feminine. My favorite color actually is this red violet that goes through very many of my artworks. It returns to, because it feels like it's the feminine divine color to me, and also a lot of green, which is the heart color. And basically, I think this is kind of like depicting you in all what you are doing, and the water is coming out, and it's like the frequency of your channeling. And I and you obviously also realized that I stopped painting way before you stopped talking, which doesn't matter, because what I do is channeling really quickly the message. I started before you started talking, and then I ended before you stopped talking. So it's in between everything. And what do you think about it?
I see the golden tree. So you did. Maybe you also see the golden tree in one of the side. Yeah, because I said we can. Yeah, what this outsider. It's like we can become golden trees. We are invited to become golden trees. That's what Mother Earth also showed me, that we have kind of been black and white trees, kind of. But now we are invited in to become golden trees, and connecting to it all. It's kind of the bridge. So I see the golden tree also in your art, your
That's
energy painting. Yeah.
So this was very much fun. And if other people listening to your podcast want me to do the same for their podcast or for their music or poetry, just reach out, and I am here for you. So
Yes. Yes. So this is a time where we co-create. So we are co-creating, and maybe you will add some music to it, as you said. So yeah, we are in a time of co-creation. So we are all invited in. So if we feel resonance with Siri, if they feel resonance with me or other on the podcast, it is, we are invited all the time. We are invited into so many things, and it is our free will. But if we follow the resonance, we will live out heaven on earth.
yes.
So this is the invitation we are in now.
It is. So I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
And I'm very grateful you said, yeah, I want to do that. I said, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
The view is amazing, but it is a lot of symbol in this picture. Watch the trees. They are a symbol of the fourth world dimension we have lived for thousands of years. They don't have fresh leaves. They are dying. The fourth world is dying, and a new world will rise, will be reborn. And then the trees will be different. All trees are invited in to become golden trees. When each human become golden trees, then we live in the fifth world. All of us are invited to this state of being, living as Homo luminous. We can choose from our free will. Do we want to continue living in this fractioned, separated, old doctrine world? Or do we say yes to our next step, divinity, living as Homo luminous? All trees symbolizing humans. So what do you want to live in the future? Will you continue this spiral, this creation? Or do you want to expand, integrate more light, more life, and the wholeness of human life, living with divinity, freshness? Namaste. This is Divine Letters, a sacred transmission for a world in transformation. There is a rhythm older than time, a pulse beneath our feet, the heartbeat of Mother Earth. She breathes through the oceans, speaks through the storms, weeps through the floods, and purifies through the fire. Through every earthquake and every rising tide, she whispers, "Listen." For too long, humanity has measured the skies, but forgotten to feel the soil. We have mapped consciousness with the mind, but lost the wisdom of the womb. Now the earth is calling, not to be saved, but to be remembered. She asks us, will you return to rhythm? Will you hear my voice again? Will you see the divine not only in heaven, but in the ground beneath your feet? Divine Letters is an offering to this remembrance. In every age, there are messages meant to pierce the silence, to shake their foundations, to realign humanity with truth. Divine Letters carry this purpose. Short, simple, but infused with power. Each one a vibration sent into the fabric of time. They are written beyond thoughts, spoken from the heart of creation, whispered from eternity into now. They are not here to explain. They are here to transmit. They are addressed to nations, leaders, and the heart of humanity, to all awakened beings who have said yes to realign with the heart of creation and the natural rhythm of life itself. Each message is a bridge between heaven and earth, between the masculine and the feminine, the measurable and the mystical, the intellect and the intuition. They speak to the storms of conflict and the fires of division, through the eyes of the soul, true divine vision. Where the masculine consciousness has measured and mapped, the feminine consciousness now feels and heals. Together they weave a new design, a symphony of consciousness reborn. For transformation does not come from power, but from presence, not from control, but from communion. Listen not only with your ears, but with your whole being. For every word carries a resonance. Every pause holds a key, and every silence contains the divine. Divine letters are seeds planted in the soil of human remembrance, seeds that will rise, bloom, and become light. This is the language of the new earth, the rhythm of our return. Divine letters is a resonance from the heart of creation to a world that is awakening. This is not information. This is transmission. This is divine.
Thank you for listening to the Divine Design podcast with Ann-Peggy Divine. Join us next Sunday for another heaven on earth unfolding conversation. With grace, reverence, and unity, may the path of your divine design light the way. From the divine in us to the divine in you.